Good day once again, students. This video tutorial is the continuation of our discussion of the topic usability and user experience goals. So, for a review, we have discussed the uh, the six goals where the usability is broken down into, and they are efficiency, effectiveness, safety, utility, learnability, and memorability. So when we say uh, effective to use or effectiveness, this is a general goal and it refers to how good a product is o uh, unsa siya kanindot or unsa siya ka sakto no in doing what it is supposed to do. Okay, so we have question here: is the product capable of allowing people to learn, carry out their work efficiently, access the information that they need, or buy the goods that they want? So mo na siya question to really address and to yeah, and the answer of this question will really address the effectiveness of a certain product. Okay, so for efficiency, when we say efficiency, this refers to the way the a product supports users in carrying out their task. No, we have an example in our previous modules. No, the marble answering machine, which described was considered efficient. No, in a way that it let the user carry out common tasks. No, for example, katong listening to messages, minimal number of steps taken to perform a task. So so the marble answering machine is considered as efficient. And in contrast katong voicemail system, that was considered inefficient. Dili siya inanaka efficient because it required the user to carry out many steps and learn a lot of sequences for the same common task. Medyo kuan ka siya, medyo kote and medyo hassle. So dili siya efficient. So for the question, oh, for another example also, the uh, online shopping, no, nga mga website where this kind of efficiency mechanism has been deployed or has been employed efficiently, no, once the users have entered all the necessary personal details. Dili na siya magbalik-balik og enter like mga information, mga personal information nga required in purchasing online. Dili na to balik-balikon og pa-fill out sa user. So murag ang buhaton na lang ang quantity, ang product mo na lang to ang pilion, ang i-click, no. So we have question here: once users have learned how to use a product to carry out their task, can they sustain a high level of productivity? So uh, once ang user ko no maka-learn unsaon paggamit sa product and unsaon pag-perform sa task, can they sustain a high level of productivity? Mahimo bang productive gyapon ang users, no, when the user is going to purchase more than one product, no, mahimo ba siyang productive, no, through the design? All right, so for safety, it means uh, involving or it involving protection, no, of the user from dangerous conditions and undesirable situations. So dili ni katong safety nga dapat kanang dili siya prone to kanang kanang extreme, but actually appeal na siya. But here we have first example. Here we have the ergonomic, no, katong na mention na to sa first o sa previous na tong discussion, where this one refers to external conditions where people work, or when we say ergonomic, this is a study of the conditions where people work and the application of the design or the technology that could lessen the hazard or that could lessen the danger that the user might encounter, no. So for example sa x-ray machines or toxic chemicals nga gina which will be encountered sa trabaho sa mga doctors, uh, this will be very dangerous, but they have this uh, remote nga control system where they can control the X-ray machine, no, nga layo ra siya dito sa machine itself para dili siya delikado. Okay, the second one, or the second aspect, refers to helping any kind of user in any kind of situation to avoid dangers of carrying out unwanted actions accidentally. It also refers to the perceived fears that users might have of the consequences of making errors and how this affects their behavior. So, uh, this refers to helping the users not to avoid unwanted or actions accidentally kanang para malikayan nato makatabang ni sa ang technology or ang design will help the user to minimize the errors or the action that could lead to accident. Okay? So, in making interactive products safer, this involves preventing the user from making serious errors by reducing the risk of wrong keys or buttons being mistakenly activated. So, for example, uh, kaning placing the quit button next to the save, no, medyo kuan siya, medyo somehow annoying kay what if instead you're going to save your work, click na noon nimo ang quit button. Okay, so kuan siya that these are the kind of errors that the interactive products should avoid or should involve, no? And providing users with various means of recovery should they make errors kanang mga undo function. Dapat naay mga inanang nga mechanism or dialog box that will pop out to ask the user for confirmation. Okay, for the question, what is the range of errors that are possible using the product and what measures are there to permit users to recover easily from them? Okay, so now let's move on to utility. So I think we stop, no, sa safety nga part. So for the utility, this refers to the extent to which the product provides the right kind of functionality so the users can do what they need or want to do. Uh, this uh, this refers to the level, no, where the products could provide certain function nga need sa user, no, kung if for example if product nga na ay high utility, uh, for example accounting software packages, no, that provides the right kind of functionality or that provides a powerful computational tool that accountants can use to work out tax returns. So kani siya kung high utility ang kuan ang required or high utility nga klase nga kuan software, there should have a computational tool, no, nga magamit jud so that for any work nga kasi tawagan work or task nga i-perform to carry out some task like calculating the tax, dapat kaya niya perform using that function or using that utility tool. For low utility, we have software drawing tool that does not allow users to draw freehand but forces them to use a mouse to create drawings using only polygon shapes. So, mga low utility nga mga tool, like dili siya pwede makagamit og freehand, but I think sa mga kuan karon pwede na mo gamit og pen, no, for tablet na ay mga pen. So so but here low utility siya if dili siya pwede magamit og freehand. So those are example of low utility. So again, when you say utility, this refers to the function, no, the function that the users can have or the software product could provide so that the users can do what they need or want to do. Okay? So, learnability. Before that, so the question is, Does the product provide an appropriate set of functions that will enable users to carry out all of their tasks in the way they want to do them? So, example ani, no nga, na para sa ito ka na, ma-address ni nga klase nga goal through this question, no? If your application, if your software, like for example, sa enrollment system. So, sa enrollment system na lang. For example, sa enrollment system, maka-carry out ba og ito gana. Unsay process sa enrollment? First is magbayad siya sa cashier and then mo adto sa registrar, di ba yun ana. So, sa enrollment, igo ra mo fill out ang students dito. After ba makakuan ang students, after ba maka-fill out sa information, makabayad, ma-enroll ba ang estudyante or what are the process required and then ma-enroll ba ang estudyante. So, yun na. Okay. So, that is for utility. And for learnability, this refers to how a task or how easy a system is to learn to use. So, how easy, no, unsa siya kadali a system is to learn or to use. No? It is well known that people don't like spending a long time learning how to use the system. No? Usahay kay, this is quite actually murag well known no nga ang mga users usahay tapulan kay sila nga mo learn unsaon paggamit sa system, no? They want to get started right away and gusto nila nga mahimo din silang competent at carrying out task nga wala kay effort nga ginabuhat to learn about the system, no? So wala kay sila na learn, gusto nila maka-compete or mahimong productive dayon, no? So this is especially true, no, for interactive products intended for everyday use, no? For example, social media, email, GPS, and those used only frequently. For example, online tax forms, no? Padalagsa ra kaayo. To certain extent, people are prepared to spend longer time learning more complex systems that provide a wider range of functionality, no, such as web authoring tools, mga inana nga mga system, no. When you say complex system gali, those are system nga it really requires training, no. It really requires time to really learn saan paggamit inana. So in those situations, there are pop-up tutorials that can help by providing contextualized step-by-step materials with hands-on exercise. So mura siya sa sugod pa lang daan. Like for example, bago ka sa Gmail, di ba na yung mga pop-up nga mga what we called as step-by-step nga tutorials nga i-provide. Nga mugawas lang kalit nga ipa-click ni para masulayan and so on. So it seems like a waste if a product provides a range of functionality that the majority of users are unable or unprepared to spend the time learning how to use. All right. So a key concern is determining how much time users are prepared to spend, no, learning a product, no. Ang pinaka concern dapat ani is how much time that the users nga prepared siya nga mo spend yun to learn the product. Diba? So some of the users manggod they come unprepared. They don't want to spend more time to learn the product. So much better nga naatay design ana nga so that dali ra ma-learn sa isa ka user. Now for the question, is it possible for the user to work out how to use the product by exploring the interface and trying certain actions? No, possible ba for the user to work out how to use the product by exploring the interface, no, kana ma-explore lang siya and trying some certain actions, no? Possible ba na? How hard will it be? No, unsa siya kalisod to learn the whole set of functions in this way? So those questions will be given answers and will address if there's this quality, no, in that certain product. Okay, for memorability, this refers to how easy a product is, and or how is it easy to remember or how to use once nga na-learn, no? Na ay retained, no, na ay ma-retain nga kuan nga 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 na-learn ang isa ka user. So this is especially important for interactive products that are used frequently. Kanang nindot ni siya, or this is important sa mga products nga we always use, or this is product that used not frequently, so dili siya perme, no, ginagamit, no, especially mga functions nga dili kay ginagamit usahay malimtan dayon. And if users have not used an operation for a few months, no, kung ang users ko no wala kagamit ani nga type of operations in a few months or longer, they should be able to remember, or at least rapidly be reminded how to use it. Dapat na ay memorability ba, na ay bisan pag dugay niya nagamit ng functions or kani nga applications, at least na-remind siya na inigamit niya, na-remind siya saan paggamit. And users should not have to keep learning how to carry out the task, or how to carry out the task. No, dili na siya need nga magbalik-balik pa o learn na pod, no, mobalik na pod siya dito sa learnability. I-learn na pod niya balik para makuha naman siya. But when the user would use again that function, remind din siya. So unfortunately, this tends to happen, no, mahitabo ni siya, this sometimes happen kung ang operations ko no nga required to be learned are unsa man obscure, no, dili siya klaro, sometimes illogical, usay dili nato masabtan unsay sense, and poorly sequenced, no, nagkatibulaag. So mo ni nakalisod when your design, or when the operations nga required nga imong gamiton, lisod siya i-learn. Sa pag-learn pa lang din nimo na naglisod na ka, so samot na inig malimtan. And users need to be helped to remember how to do the task. So there should have assistance or help for the users para ma-remind sila. So there are many ways of designing the interaction to support this. So naay mga pamaagi do. So for example, users can be helped to remember the sequence of operations at different stages of a task through unsa man. We have contextualized icons. Okay? So we have also meaningful command names and menu options. Kana bitong icons nga paglantaw pa lang nimo daan, kabalo ka nga cut to siyang icon, kabalo ka nga save to siyang icon, kabalo ka nga warning to siyang icons. And also meaningful command names, kana mga conventional names na ginagamit like save, edit, remove. So those are names nga usually ginagamit balik-balik. And other menu options, no? Also structuring options and icons so that they are placed in relevant categories of options. So nakakategorize siya, no, unig I don't have a picture here, but this is like kana bitong sa, for example, sa Word, di ba naka-group man na siya dito sa tab pa lang daan, makita na nimo na ay home, na ay insert, na ay draw, na ay design, na ay layout. So those are the tabs, and ang functions or ang menus niya naka-categorize na dito. So bisan pag malimtan nimo, and you know already asa ni siya nga belong kay naka-categorize siya. So for example, again, another example, placing all of the drawing tools in the same place on the screen. So tanang mga drawing tools, no, ibutang sa isa ka category or sa the same screen para dali ra siya mailhan. Can help the user remember where to look to find a particular tool at a given stage of a task. So dali ra siya i-locate, no, kung dili malimot siya, makabalo siya asa siya, at least makabalo siya ahan niya pangitaon. So the question here is, what types of interface support have been provided to help users remember how to carry out tasks, especially for products and operations they use infrequently. So unsa man nga mga interface support, no, have been provided. So naa ba to akong ipang-mention? 'Di ba? To help users remember how to carry out a task. So mo to siya. Alright, so in addition, before we proceed to user experience goals, which I will just create a new video na lang. In addition to couching usability goals in terms of specific questions, no, naaman tayo mga specific questions ato to really gauge or to gauge the right answer, no, to determine the usability of a product. They are turned into usability criteria. So kato siya in terms of specific questions katong usability goal, they are turned into usability criteria. And these are specific objectives that enable the usability of a product to be assessed in terms of how it can improve or not improve a user's performance. No? Kato daw ang mga specific objectives that will enable the usability of a product ma-assess siya, no, in terms kung unsaon siya pag-improve or not improve, no, in terms of how it can improve a user's performance. So example of commonly used usability criteria are time to complete a task, no, so efficiency. So magisgot kalitag how efficiency that involves time, no, or the time or to complete a task, and time to learn, no, also sa criteria we have the first one is to complete a task for or so first is our time to complete a task, which is efficiency, no, refers to efficiency, and the time to learn a task is the learnability, no, those are examples. And the number of errors made when carrying out a given task over time, no, kung pila ka number of errors when carrying out a given task over time. So nag-involve na gihapon siya time, no. I'm not saying nga efficiency ra siya nga nag-involve og time, but pwede na to ma-determine if the product is asa siya nabilong ato na goal using this criteria. So this can provide quantitative dictators of the extent to which productivity has increased or how work, no, training or learning have been improved. So naa na dayon tay indicators or quantitative indicators to og unsa nay na-improve, no, unsa na bay na-increase sa isa ka product, sa quality sa product. And they are also useful for kanang magsukod ta sa extent to which personal, public, and home-based products support leisure and information gathering activities. So aside atong mga na-mention nato, ma-measure pud ba ang extent sa isa ka personal, sa public, and home-based product support leisure operation, 'di ba? And information gathering activities. Okay, so however, they do not address, no, dili sila maka-address sa overall quality of the user experience, which is where user experience goals come into play. So aside dato, dapat to improve more kay kailangan man gid to siya, napatay ginatawag nga user experience goals, and that will be discussed in the next video.